My girlfriend had a stalker, police reports, restraining orders, the works. I protected her for 6 months. Then the stalker approached me. I'm her boyfriend. She told me you were the stalker. When we both realized we'd been dating the same woman the entire time. 31 male. Still can't believe I'm typing this. My brain keeps trying to reject the whole thing like a bad organ transplant. Met Vanessa, 29, 8 months ago at a coffee shop downtown. She was reading some thriller novel, looked up and smiled at me. We got talking. She was smart, funny, had this way of making you feel like you were the only person in the room. We exchanged numbers. Third date, she drops it on me. She's got a stalker, ex-boyfriend who won't let go. His name's Trevor, she said, hands shaking around her wine glass. We dated for like 6 months last year. When I ended it, he just snapped, started showing up everywhere. My apartment, my work, places I'd mentioned wanting to go. She pulled out her phone, showed me texts, hundreds of them. I miss you. We belong together. I saw you today. You looked beautiful. Why are you ignoring me? Then they got darker. You can't hide from me. I know your schedule. You'll regret this. My stomach turned. This guy was unhinged. I filed police reports, she said. 3 of them, but they can't really do anything unless he physically does something, you know? I'm working on a restraining order, but the courts are so backed up. She showed me the police report copies, official-looking documents with case numbers and everything. Her complaint about Trevor following her, texting her, taking photos of her building from across the street. That protective instinct just kicked in. I'm not some tough guy, but I'm 6'2", played linebacker in college, still hit the gym regularly. I'll keep you safe, I told her. She teared up. Really? You're not scared off by all this drama? No. This isn't your fault. This guy sounds dangerous. She basically moved in after that. Kept her apartment but stayed at my place most nights. Said she didn't feel safe there anymore. I walked her to her car after dates, checked the back seat before she got in, varied our routes home, installed cameras at my place. Every few weeks she'd get another wave of texts from blocked numbers. She'd show me her phone, hands trembling. He's doing it again. I'd hold her while she cried. 6 months of this. 6 months of being on high alert, checking over my shoulder, making sure doors were locked, sleeping light in case something happened. Then last week, I'm leaving the gym around 8 p.m. Guy approaches me in the parking lot. Tall, maybe 6 feet, wearing a button-down and jeans. Looks exhausted. Derek, he says. Immediately I'm tense. Who's asking? My name's Trevor. I know how this sounds, man, but I really need 5 minutes. It's about Vanessa, the stalker. Her stalker was standing right in front of me. I took a step back, pulled out my phone. Whoa, hey, he puts his hands up. I'm not here to start anything. I promise. Look, I think something really messed up is going on. Did Vanessa tell you I'm stalking her? She showed me the texts, the police reports, everything. Right, and she showed me your texts, the ones where you're supposedly threatening her and saying you'll never let her go. My brain stuttered. What? He pulls out his phone, shows me screenshots, messages from a number I don't recognize, but the name says Derek at the top. I'll find you wherever you go. You can't keep seeing him behind my back. I always know where you are. I never sent those. I know, because I never sent the ones she showed you either. He runs his hand through his hair. How long have you two been together? 8 months. Why? 14 months for me. We just stood there. The math wasn't working. Couldn't work. Unless... Look, he said, I know this is insane. I know how this looks, but I think we need to talk. Really talk. Because I'm starting to think we've both been played. We ended up at this 24-hour diner off the highway. Sat across from each other in a booth. Both of us just processing. Start from the beginning, I said. Trevor met Vanessa at a work conference about 14 months ago. They hit it off, started dating long distance. 6 months ago, she told him she got a job offer in my city and moved here. Said it was perfect timing. They could finally be together properly. Around that same time, she told him about her stalker ex, me, apparently. Showed him police reports with my name on them. Said I was making her life hell, following her, sending threatening messages. Trevor had been helping her with rent money because she was too anxious to work full-time, with her dangerous ex, me, lurking around. I told him my version. The stalker ex named Trevor, the fear, the police reports, How she stayed at my place most of the time because she felt unsafe. Wait, Trevor said. She stays with you most nights? Yeah, has been for like 6 months. She told me she was staying with a friend, that her apartment wasn't safe because you knew where it was. We pulled up photos. Same restaurants, different dates, same vacation spot to the beach. She told me it was a girl's trip for her friend's birthday, told him it was visiting her sick aunt. The police reports, I said. Pull yours up. He did. We compared them. They looked identical in format. Both had case numbers, officer signatures, the works. We Googled the case numbers. Nothing came up in the public database. These are fake, Trevor said slowly. She made these. You can find templates online. The floor just dropped out. Everything I'd believed for 6 months. The fear in her eyes, the trembling hands, the tears, all of it was a performance. What about the restraining order? I asked. I have copies of the paperwork, Trevor said. He pulled out his phone, showed me. Official-looking court documents. We looked up the county court database right there. Searched Vanessa's name. No restraining orders filed. Not against me, not against Trevor, not against anyone. We've been funding her life, Trevor said. I've been paying her rent. You've been paying for food and dates and basically housing her half the time. She works part-time at that boutique, maybe 20 hours a week? We've been her income. The anger wasn't hot. It was cold, the kind that makes your hands steady and your thinking clear. We need to confront her, I said. Together. Show her we know. Trevor nodded. When? She thinks I'm out of town this weekend for a work thing. She's staying at her actual apartment. Let's both show up tomorrow night. We exchanged numbers, spent the rest of the time comparing notes, building a timeline. Every inconsistency, every lie, it all fit together once you knew what to look for. Got home around midnight. Vanessa wasn't there, staying at her friend Ashley's place tonight. More lies, couldn't sleep, just kept thinking about how good she'd been at it. The fake fear, the manufactured vulnerability. She'd played 2 grown men like fiddles for months. Next day dragged by, couldn't focus at work. Trevor and I texted back and forth, making sure we had everything documented. Screenshots, payment records, timeline, wanted all our facts straight. 7 p.m. we met up outside her apartment building. Neither of us knew what to expect. Ready? Trevor asked. Let's do it. We went up to her door. Trevor knocked. Heard movement inside, then her voice bright and cheerful. Coming. Door opened. She saw me first, smiled huge. Babe, I thought you weren't back until... Then she saw Trevor behind me. The smile froze like someone hit pause. Her face went white. Surprise, I said. She looked between us. You could literally see her brain scrambling. What? Why are you both here? We met, Trevor said calmly. Compared notes about our stalkers. Turns out we're both dating the same woman, I added. Or we were, anyway. This is crazy, she said, trying to laugh it off. You two are working together? This is harassment. Cut it, Vanessa. Trevor held up his phone. We know everything. The fake police reports, the fake restraining orders, the timeline. You've been dating both of us, living off both of us. Her face cycled through emotions. Panic, anger, then calculation. I can explain, she started. Please do, I said. Explain how you've been collecting $1,400 a month from Trevor for rent on an apartment that costs $950. Trevor's head snapped to me. Wait, what? I looked up the building's average rent, I said. 1 bedrooms here go for $900,000. You've been upcharging him. Trevor's jaw clenched. Are you serious? Vanessa's eyes darted between us. That's not. The rent is higher than that. There's utilities and... Stop, Trevor said. Just stop. Which one of us were you planning to keep, or were you just going to keep juggling until one of us figured it out? She tried a different approach. Tears. I never meant for this to happen. It got complicated. I cared about both of you. I didn't know how to choose. You could have been honest, I said, at any point. Instead, you made us both think we were protecting you from each other. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. You knew what you were doing, Trevor said coldly. You made fake police reports, fake court documents. You manufactured an entire stalker story. Twice. That's not confusion. That's sociopathic. Her tears stopped instantly. Anger flashed across her face. You know what? Fine. Yeah, I dated you both. So what? Neither of you ever asked if we were exclusive. You both just assumed. That's on you. I lived here, Trevor said. Half my stuff is in that closet. We talked about moving in together officially. And you stayed at my place 6 nights a week, I added. Used my address for your mail, introduced me to your friends as your boyfriend. Details, she waved her hand. You're both being dramatic. Plenty of people date multiple people at once. Not by lying about stalkers and creating fake police reports, I said. She crossed her arms. Whatever. Are we done here? Because I don't owe either of you an explanation. It's over now, you both know. Congrats on your detective work. You want a prize? The casual cruelty of it was almost impressive. No remorse, no real apology. Just annoyance that we'd figured it out. We're done, Trevor said. I just need to grab my stuff. It's in boxes by the door, she said. I figured this was coming eventually. We looked. Sure enough, 2 boxes. She'd prepared for this conversation. Trevor grabbed his box. I didn't have anything there. She'd been careful to keep our lives separate. By the way, Vanessa said as we turned to leave, you're both pathetic. You really thought someone like me would settle for either of you? I was bored. You were convenient. That's it. The hallway was silent for a moment. Cool, I said. Have a nice life. We left, got down to the parking lot. Trevor put his box in his trunk, then just leaned against his car. Well, he said, that was, yeah. We stood there for a minute, 2 guys who'd been completely played trying to process it. Thanks, Trevor said, for approaching me, for comparing notes. Curry, if you hadn't, she'd still be doing it, I finished. We'd both still be getting scammed. We shook hands, exchanged a take care man, and drove off separately. Got home and just sat in my car for 20 minutes. Everything I'd felt for her, the care, the protectiveness, the love, it was all based on lies. She'd never needed protecting. She'd never been scared. It was all manipulation. Blocked her number. Blocked her on everything. Went inside and slept better than I had in months. Update 1. Thought that was the end of it. I was very wrong. 2 days later, got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Hey, this is Ashley. We met at that barbecue at Vanessa's friend's place back in summer. Can I call you? I remembered her vaguely. Vanessa's friend seemed nice. She called right after I replied. Got straight to it. Is it true, what Trevor's been telling people, that Vanessa was dating you both and lying about stalkers? Completely true. We have all the documentation if you want to see it. Oh my God. She was quiet for a second. She told me Trevor was her obsessive ex who wouldn't leave her alone, and that you were her boyfriend who was getting too serious too fast, wanted to move in after like 3 months. Let me guess, she had police reports to show you? Yeah, she did. She showed me and our friend group. We all felt so bad for her. They're fake. We checked the case numbers, nothing in the court system. Jesus. Ashley sighed. I'm so sorry. We all bought it completely. She's been using the stalker story with everyone, getting sympathy, getting people to cover for her, borrow money. I lent her $300 last month for legal fees for the restraining order. She probably pocketed it. I'm showing everyone this. The whole friend group needs to know. We talked for like an hour. Ashley was genuinely shocked, apologizing repeatedly even though she'd done nothing wrong. She'd been manipulated too. Turns out Vanessa had been spinning different versions of her story to different people in her life. To some friends, I was the current boyfriend. To others, Trevor was her ex who wouldn't let go. To her family, she was single and focusing on herself. Web of lies that she'd somehow kept straight for over a year. A few days later, got a call from an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. Derek? Woman's voice, sharp and angry. Who's this? This is Helen, Vanessa's mother. We need to talk about what you're doing to my daughter. Oh good, the family's involved now. I'm not doing anything to your daughter. That's not what she told me. She said you and some other man are spreading lies about her, harassing her, trying to ruin her life because she wouldn't choose you. That's not what happened. She's devastated, can't stop crying, lost friends because of your rumors. They're not rumors, Helen. Your daughter was dating me and another guy at the same time. She lied to both of us, told us each that the other was stalking her. She created fake police reports and restraining orders. We have proof of everything. That's ridiculous. Vanessa wouldn't do that. She's a good girl. I have text messages, receipts, timeline documentation. Trevor and I compared everything. Your daughter scammed us both. I don't believe you. Vanessa said you're obsessed with her. That you can't handle that. She didn't want to be with you anymore. Okay, believe what you want, but I'm not going to be harassed about this. You're harassing her. You've turned everyone against her. Her friends won't talk to her. She's humiliated. That's not my fault. That's the consequence of her own actions. She lied to everyone. People found out. That's on her. You're cruel, heartless. She loved you and you're destroying her. Helen, I don't know what version of events Vanessa told you, but it's not the truth. If she wants to show you the fake police reports she made, I can send you the real court database showing they don't exist. But I'm done with this conversation. Don't you dare hang up on. I hung up. My hands were shaking. Blocked that number too. That night, Vanessa tried calling from different numbers. 5 different numbers. Didn't answer any of them. Then the text started, from random numbers. Please just talk to me. I know you hate me, but we need to discuss this. You're being unreasonable. I deserve a chance to explain. Blocked each one. After the 7th number, I turned my phone off. Next morning, got to work, and my receptionist looked stressed. Some woman called 3 times this morning asking for you, she said. Wouldn't give her name. Got really agitated when I said you were in a meeting. Said it was urgent personal business. If she calls again, tell her I'm unavailable and won't be taking her calls. She called 4 more times that day. My receptionist started getting annoyed with her. Ran into Ashley later that week at a coffee shop. She filled me in on everything. Vanessa's been trying to do damage control, Ashley said. Posted this long thing on social media about toxic exes spreading lies, how she's the victim of coordinated harassment. Her mom shared it everywhere. Let me guess. No mention of the fake police reports. Obviously. But people are asking questions. Some of her friends have started putting the timeline together. Like she told Karen she was single and just focusing on work. But told me and Sarah she had a serious boyfriend, and she was always weird about posting photos with either of you, kept her relationship status vague. Because she was juggling both of us. Yeah, and people are remembering inconsistencies now. She borrowed money from like 4 different people for legal fees and security deposits and car repairs. Probably hundreds of dollars total. The scope of it was staggering. We weren't the only ones she'd been scamming. Got an email from Vanessa's personal account that night. Super long, full of self-pity. Started with, I know you probably won't even read this, but I need to try. Went on for paragraphs about how she'd made mistakes, but didn't deserve to have her whole life destroyed. How she'd lost friends, was probably going to lose her job at the boutique, couldn't afford her apartment anymore without Trevor's help. The kicker was the last line. I hope you can live with yourself knowing what you've done to me. Didn't reply. Just forwarded it to Trevor with the subject line, she's still playing victim. His response, got the same email, she's unbelievable. Update 2. Things escalated way faster than I expected. Vanessa showed up at my apartment. Don't know how she got past the building's front door, probably tailgated someone in. Pounded on my door for 10 minutes straight while I watched on my camera. Didn't answer. She was yelling through the door. I know you're in there. You can't ignore me forever. We need to talk about this like adults. Called building security. They escorted her out. Told them to add her to the no entry list. She tried this 2 more times that week. Security started threatening to call the cops if she came back. Then she got creative. Started showing up at my gym. Just appeared on a treadmill one day, staring at me the whole time. Made the whole workout super uncomfortable. Complained to the gym staff, but they said unless she was directly harassing me, she was a paying member and could be there. Switched my workout times. Random hours, different days. She still found me twice. Meanwhile, Trevor was dealing with his own version of this. She started showing up at his office building. His security was tighter, so she couldn't get up to his floor, but she'd hang around the lobby. His receptionist had to deal with her 3 separate times asking to deliver something to Trevor. He finally called the cops and filed a trespassing report. They told her to leave and not come back. Then Helen ramped up her campaign. Started calling people in my life. Got my mom's number somehow, probably found her on social media. My mom called me, confused and annoyed. Some woman named Helen just called me claiming you're harassing her daughter. I explained the whole situation. My mom was livid. She had the audacity to call my house and accuse my son of harassment when her daughter is the one who lied and manipulated you? Oh, honey, no. Mom's protective. She asked for Helen's number. I gave it to her. No idea what she said, but Helen didn't call anyone in my family again. But Vanessa's next move was the most entitled yet. Got a letter in the mail from a lawyer's office. My stomach dropped. Opened it. Demand letter. Vanessa was demanding $4,500 for emotional distress and reputational damage. All shared items to be returned. There were none, but okay. A written public apology retracting all false statements. Cease and desist from contacting her friends and family with defamatory statements. The letter claimed I'd engaged in a coordinated campaign of harassment and defamation with Trevor, that we'd conspired to ruin her reputation and livelihood because she'd ended the relationship. I sat there just staring at it. The absolute nerve. Called my buddy Jason, who's a lawyer. Not my area of practice, but he knows people. He read it over. This is trash, he said. They have no case. She'd have to prove defamation, which means proving you lied. But you didn't lie. You told the truth. Truth is an absolute defense. So I just ignore it? I'll write a response. Pro bono, don't worry about it. We'll politely tell them to get lost and outline exactly why they have no case. Jason's response letter was beautiful. Professionally worded, but basically said, my client told the truth to people who asked. Your client defrauded 2 people simultaneously using fake legal documents. If this proceeds, we'll be happy to present all evidence in court, including the fake police reports. We will also pursue legal fees and potentially file counterclaims for fraud. Recommend your client cease all contact immediately. Sent certified mail. Never heard from that lawyer again. But Vanessa wasn't done. She went to the boutique where she worked and apparently had a breakdown in front of customers. Started crying about how she was being harassed by her exes, how they were ruining her life, how she didn't feel safe. Her manager, bless him, was one of Trevor's old college friends. He'd already heard the real story. He pulled her into the back office and told her to go home for the day. Next day, she was fired. Not for the breakdown, but because they'd started asking questions about all the shift changes and accommodations she'd gotten for her stalker situation. When they realized it was all fabricated, they let her go for dishonesty. She blamed Trevor and me, naturally. Sent this unhinged email about how we'd conspired to get her fired, how we deliberately targeted her job to destroy her. Trevor replied with just, you got yourself fired by lying to your employer. We didn't work there. We didn't call them. Your lies caught up with you. Stop contacting me. Then she tried the sympathy angle. One of her friends must have given her my work email because I got this message. Derek, I'm losing everything. My job, my apartment, my friends. I can't afford to live here anymore. I have to move back home with my parents. I know you're angry, but please, I'm begging you, just tell people this was a misunderstanding. I'll pay you back everything. I'll do whatever you want. I can't lose everything like this. I felt nothing reading it. Just forwarded it to Trevor. His response, she's still trying to manipulate us, doesn't even admit what she actually did. He was right. The email was all about her losses, her pain. Not a single real apology. No acknowledgement of the lies, the fake police reports, the manipulation. Just consequences she didn't like facing. Didn't respond to her email. A few days later, Ashley texted me. She moved out, packed up everything yesterday, heading back to her hometown with her parents. She tried to get our friend group to do a going-away dinner, but no one responded to her messages. How's she spinning it? That this city was too toxic for her after everything her exes put her through. She's the victim of an elaborate revenge plot, according to her version. Some people believe her. Most don't. Her mom still defending her? Oh yeah. Helen posted this whole thing about how her daughter was driven out of town by cruel men who couldn't handle rejection. Got like 12 likes and 15 comments telling her to get the full story. Small victories. That weekend, got one last message from Vanessa's number. I hope you're happy. You got what you wanted. My life is ruined. I'll never trust anyone again because of what you did to me. But karma's real. You'll get yours someday. I stared at it for a long time, then replied, Vanessa, I told the truth when people asked me what happened. That's it. You ruined your own life by lying to everyone in it. Good luck. Blocked her number. For real this time. Final update. It's been about 6 weeks since everything came out. Vanessa's gone, moved back to wherever she came from. Things have mostly settled down. Trevor and I still text occasionally. Weird friendship born from shared trauma. He's been seeing someone new, met her through work, taking it really slow. Being upfront about everything from day one. Can't blame him for being cautious. I'm not dating anyone. Not really interested right now. The whole thing messed with my head in ways I'm still processing. I genuinely believed I was protecting someone I cared about. Finding out it was all manipulation made me question my judgment on everything. Talked to a therapist about it. She said it's normal to have trust issues after something like this, that it takes time to rebuild. Working on it. Heard through Ashley that Vanessa's having a rough time back home. Apparently tried to reconnect with high school friends, but word spreads in small towns. People heard versions of what happened and aren't exactly welcoming her back with open arms. Helen's still defending her online, posting vague things about standing by your children no matter what, and the truth always comes out. Some of her relatives have quietly unfriended her. Even Vanessa's sister apparently keeps her distance now. The thing that sticks with me isn't even the money I lost or the time wasted. It's how good she was at it. The faked fear, the tears, the gratitude when I'd protect her. All of it was so convincing. Makes you wonder how many times she's done this before. How many other guys there were. Ran into someone at a bar last week who mentioned dating a girl named Vanessa about 2 years ago. Different last name, but same description. He said she'd had a crazy stalker ex and needed help with rent. When he started asking questions, she ghosted him completely. Probably not the same person. But maybe? Who knows? Trevor said something that stuck with me. We didn't destroy her life. We just stopped being the foundation she was standing on. When we pulled out, she had nothing left because everything was built on lies. That's what gets me. We didn't go after her job, didn't call her family, didn't post her business on social media. We just stopped participating in the lie, told people the truth when they asked. That was enough for everything to collapse. Because it was always going to collapse. You can't build a life on that many lies and expect it to hold. Eventually someone asks the right question, or the timelines don't match, or two people compare notes. It was inevitable. I don't hate her. Honestly, I mostly feel nothing. Sometimes I feel sad that someone thinks this is a normal way to live, hurting people who genuinely care about you. But mostly I just feel done. Changed gyms, deleted old photos, cleared out the drawer I'd given her at my place. Small steps toward moving on. The trust will take time. I'm working on not seeing red flags in every conversation or questioning every woman who shows interest. My therapist says that's normal, that my radar's just overcorrected and will balance out eventually. To anyone reading this who sees similar red flags, someone who's always the victim, always has crazy exes or stalkers, always needs rescuing, look closer. Ask questions. Compare notes with people in their life. Sometimes the person claiming to be stalked is the one doing the manipulating. And if you find yourself in a situation like Trevor and me, document everything, compare notes, tell the truth. Don't get pulled into playing games or seeking revenge. Just stop participating in the lie and let the consequences happen naturally. That's it. That's the whole story. No dramatic ending, no revenge plot. Just two guys who figured out the truth and refused to keep enabling someone's lies. Sometimes that's all it takes. Life goes on.